Hi there everyone, Rob here with today's Western Pacific weather update. It is currently the 29th of January 2012, and out here in the Western Pacific and Eastern Asia today, the winter Siberian high is really dominating the weather pattern out here, and that's where you're really seeing all of these northwesterly winds moving towards the southeast out here across much of Eastern Asia, and extending out towards Japan, and even extending down here towards actually Iwatoa out here in the Western Pacific. So that's all associated with that high pressure ridging in, and as far as the tropics, relatively dry down there as well. We are seeing an area of convection move across the South China Sea, but overall in the tropics, winter is really set in here. The northeast monsoon has calmed down a little bit, and if we look at the total precipitable water vapor in the atmosphere at this time. And this is being brought to you by the University of Wisconsin, just showing all of this dry air extending down out of Eastern Asia and Siberia towards the southeast, and that's what all these areas in the darker colors are actually being indicated here as that pushes down towards the southeast. You still have the moisture down towards the south associated with the northeast monsoon here, but it's not nearly as intensive we have been seeing. But with this dry air pushing out of the continent, you are seeing cooler temperatures as well drop in, and let's actually look at the current temperatures being posted here across the entire region. And some of these temperatures here, specifically farther off towards the north where all these cold temperatures are coming from. Remember, this is all in Fahrenheit out here, and look up towards Mongolia, seeing negative 40 for a low out here in the past 24 hours. As we go down towards Japan, seeing a low about 29 degrees out in the Kanto Plain there. That's right in this region, and even 24 a little bit farther inland. So very cold temperatures still seeing down in the tropics. So as we scroll a little bit farther towards the south across the Philippines, lows in the high 70s to mid 80s, and that's actually similar towards the high temperatures you're seeing them out there, and about the mid to high 80s as well. So the tropics still remaining rather warm, but you are seeing that polar front drift towards the south, and that means actually across southeastern China here, you're actually seeing temperatures drop really drastically as well. Specifically down towards Hong Kong, you're seeing lows in the mid 40s, and even when you go farther inland, temperatures continue to drop below freezing. So very cold temperatures extending all the way down there towards the southern portions of China as well. And if we look at the Thailand surface analysis here, you see the Siberian high ridging in towards the south here. That's what this entire mass rate in here is indicating, all these isobaric lines going from west to east. Well, that's all one central weather system, and that's really playing the biggest role out here. Why the weather is so fair across most of the area out here, but also why it is cold and dry as well. One exception though is along the western portions of Japan here. You're seeing actually some fairly intense snowfall out there, and actually if we look at the fall over the past 72 hours, some of these areas have seen nearly a meter of snowfall. So kind of put that in perspective. Just judge out on your own how heavy that snowfall is, and that's adding to the already snowpack out there, which is already up to about 3 to 4 meters in some of these areas along western Honshu. So if you're out here on the Kanto Plain, you really want to go skiing. I know you really haven't seen much snowfall out here, as the Tokyo and the entire Kanto Plain is kind of in that snow shadow. Just go a few miles inland here, and that's where you're really going to see that huge base of snow out here, and very thickness. And also that counted into the winds that are currently coming out of that Siberian high across the Sea of Japan could produce some blowing snow, so it could be a dangerous situation out there as well. Let's look at the forecast over the next several days, and let's see if there's going to be a break in this high pressure. Well, one thing I do want to note as we scroll through the days here is that, see this 528 line, that continues to drift towards the south, and with that colder temperatures, usually use that 528 line on the 500 millibar analysis, the gauge on where the snowfall is going to be anything north of that. So look how far south it is. So anything north of that, you really want to expect snowfall with it. But as we go out into Wednesday, that's where another area of low pressure is expected to develop up here along the east coast of Honshu, and then push off towards the east. That could bring some rain there towards Japan. But also let's look towards the south, actually about by midweek as well. You're going to be seeing some more rainfall expected here across the Philippines associated with that high pressure pushing towards the south, interacting with the northeast monsoon. So they're across northern Luzon. Expect some gusty winds by midweek, but also heavy rainfall. But overall though, I don't really expect anything organized out here in the tropics and the western Pacific, at least over the next basically week out here in this entire region. But that is all for right now, everybody. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as always, please post them in the comment box below. And also, if you're looking for some updates on the cyclone activity going on around Australia, please check our website at westernpacificweather.com for some more information on that. But thanks again for watching, everybody. Stay safe out there.